This is one called 5:30 in the morning. Me and my dad when we went fishing. Saturday, 5:30 in the morning. He'd wake me up and say it's time to go. He liked to be at the water's edge before the sun came up. He said that's when the fishing was the best. When I come down, he'd have a cup of coffee. I'd make some toast and have a glass of milk. Out the door and down the hill, 2 bucks in the tank. Head out to his favorite fishing spot. Rain or night, we'd hit that spot for hours. Always came away with our fair share. Bluegills and crappies. And my favorite story, when the northern pike latched onto his arm. The catfish that was wider than the sidewalk. The trout we caught up on the bloody run. What I wouldn't give if I could relive 5:30 in the morning with my dad. That's a true story too. I was 10 years old when that happened. Rain or night, we hit that spot for hours. Always came away with our fair share. Bluegills and crappies. And my favorite story, when the northern pike latched onto his arm. The catfish that was wider than the sidewalk. The trout we caught up on the bloody run. What I wouldn't give if I could relive 5:30 in the morning with my dad. Now what I wouldn't give if I could relive 5:30 in the morning with my dad. We were fishing on the dam one morning. I was 10, I think. My dad just caught a fish off the wall, if you know where the wall was over there. Water's gushing up all over. You always catch something big. He had just caught a striper, and he's washing his hands at the bottom of the wall. And sometimes something big will get washed up. And this, no lie, that fish was this damn big. At 10 years old, it looked that big. But the northern pike actually clamped on his wrist. And he was so surprised, he threw it up in the bank and it went up in the bank. And went at home and ate it. True story.
Gotta eat it.
Last time I went fishing with him was up at Bloody Run up north. Trout fishing, that was the last time I got to fish with him. I got pictures of it. Good time.
Yeah, that's
Goes
kind
out
of
to our
takes your
dad.
hits for sure.
Goes out to our dad. This is my sister Connie, my wife Billy Sue, and my cousin Sharon May.
I don't remember that. I was almost 6 years old.
He's got a portion of the crowd all to himself. I remember the last time I fished with my dad. Where was that? It was up by Eau Claire somewhere. And he brought his current wife at that time, and her and I never got along that good. Well, we made, but had a jug of wine of all things, and I had this big rat. What do you call them? You know, a rat bait thing, and it was the coolest thing. And I just gotten it, and I remember casting that my line hit a knot or something and the thing broke, and all I saw was this nice rat bait sailing out in the middle of the river. I've just been drinking enough wine. I said, Dad, I think I'm going to go swim out and try to find it. Floating down the street. He said, no, Dennis, don't do that. Yeah, you miss your old man, for sure. I was with him when he passed on. But here's another river song, because you might have heard this one, but I'm going to do it anyhow, because it makes me feel more comfortable. I've been down to the river just to watch the waves roll in. I go down to the river just to watch them roll away again. Walking with my baby, talking with my very best friend. I've been down to the river and I watch that red sun rise. I go down to the river and I watch that red sun rise. Another Mississippi morning come lighting up the sky. I've been down to the river, I go down to the river. I've been down across the big muddy river, I've been down to the little muddy river. Down to the river with all my very best friends, all my very best friends. Eagles fly. I'm looking over through the water and I watch those eagles fly, fly, fly. Thinking about the Indians and all the time gone by. I go down to the river, I was way up around the bend. I go down to the river, leaving footprints in the snow and the sand. I've been singing to the wildlife, singing it out to the land. I've been down to the river, the river. I've been down across the big muddy river. I've been down to the little muddy river. Down to the river with all my very best friends. I've been down to the river and watch those northern lights. Go down to the river and I watch that full moon rise. See that old Mississippi moon and the starlight in your eyes. I've been down to the river, I've been down to the river. I go down across the big muddy river. I've been down to the little muddy river. Down to the river with all my very best friends. Very best friend. I've been down to the river and I watch that red sun rise. I go down to the river and I watch that red sun rise. See the Mississippi moon and the starlight in your eyes. I've been down to the river, I go down to the river. I've been down across the big muddy river. I've been down to the little muddy river. Down to the river with all my very best friends. I've been down to the river with all my very best friends. You and you.
Down to the river.
Everybody's got one of those things. I was looking at all the down to the rivers. Neil Young's got it down to the river, and Davy Moore's got it down the river. And, well, there's all sorts of down the rivers, but it's all usually one word difference. So it's all.
I think Bing Crosby has one.
Bing
like
Crosby
that.
had one. He crooned it though. Right?
He crooned down the river.
Yeah. We're just gonna bat it back and forth here because there's only so much time, and we're gonna make the best of it.
This is one,
Good to see you all.
I don't know where it came from, but it's kind of a ditty. Oh, it came from a friend of mine named Bill Green in Cascade, Iowa. He always had these dogs around with him, 2 little buddies, he called them his little buddies. And wherever he went, and Bill was a drinker in his day.
That's what he was, Mean Bill Green.
Mean Bill Green. But he mellowed out a lot
But
these days.
he's not mean.
But he would always bring his 2 dogs along with him. They'd wait out in the car for him, whether or not he got back in the car. But they were always waiting out there for him. And this is one that I wrote for him called My Little Buddy. Here it goes. He's my best friend. He's my little buddy. He's ready to go. Whenever I'm ready, I might spend all night sitting in this bar. My little buddy is waiting out in the car. Well, the last thing I remember about the night before, I was feeling pretty good till I wound up on the floor. Well, they picked me up and they threw me out, and outside I did roll. I wound up in my car, and I think he drove me home. He's my best friend. He's my little buddy. He's ready to go. Whenever I'm ready, I'd spend all night sitting in this bar. My little buddy is waiting out in the car. Oh, give him a look. Well, I know I shouldn't do the things I do, but sometimes you gotta try on a new pair of shoes. Well, it didn't set well with my wife Adele. My little buddy and me said, what the hell, here goes. He's my best friend. He's my little buddy. He's ready to go. Whenever I'm ready, I might spend all night sitting in this bar. My little buddy is waiting out in the car. Yes, sir. I might spend all night sitting in this bar. My little buddy is waiting out in the car. Goes out my friend Bill Green, a fellow Vietnam veteran.
Speaking of which,
Denny's got one up his sleeve, I know he does.
well, yes, I do. Even I have short sleeves on, but yeah, I wrote this one indirectly for Dave a bunch of years ago. Well, not too many years ago, but another friend up north, up in Prairie du Chien, his name was Wild. Bill Wild was his name, and he passed on a few years ago. He was in the thick of things in Vietnam, and just a great guy. And whenever I play at the main entrance up there in Prairie du Chien, he talked a certain way, and Denny, can I come up there and sing a couple with you? And of course, Bill, of course, we're best of friends, and this guy was a hardcore now bit, and just kind of a runt of a guy, but just big blue eyes, and Bill Wild. And when I heard that a gal I knew called me up and said he passed on, I pulled over up the Heritage Pine up there on the south side of the road, and I just started crying. And but as his funeral, I remember they had a whole thing of what he did over there. And wow, you don't always know what people had to go through in that situation. But Bill Green, see, you get them all mixed up.
It's easy to get them mixed
Well,
up.
they're both named Bill, kind of thing, but yeah.
That's pretty wild.
And Billy Wild was quite a guy, and he always liked to get up with me and sing some Bob Dylan songs, a Rolling Stone, or from a Buick 8, or oh geez, the list went on and on. And one of my favorite little quick memories, I'd go up there, and back when I drank a little bit more, I quit. But anyway, I'd go up there and I'd have what they call an ass kicker down here in Dubuque, which is Southern Comfort with a dash of amaretto on top, right? And so I went up there and I turned on the whole main entrance crew to this little shot, a tasty shot, and yahoo, drink some of those ass kickers. And Bill would say, yeah, that's a pretty good stiff shot there, Denny. And I came up a month later and I said, Bill, let's do an ass kicker. And he looks at me and said, oh, we don't call them ass kickers up here anymore, Denny. We call them Denny Garcias. I go, okay, well. And so I did the John Prine song, yes, I guess they ought to name a drink after you. But anyway, Bill was a great guy. I just wanted to share that little tidbit.
Thank you.
So I wrote this song, and even though I don't always like the phrase "thank you for your service," and it's it's one of those phrases that gets used a lot and overused and everything, but it comes from a good place, and people do want to thank somebody for what they've been through and that kind of, I appreciate my buddies and gals that went through all that sort of hell and are still alive and survived and all that. But this is a song I wrote. Set it out to Doc too.
Any veteran out there.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your memories. Thank you for making all those trips around the world. We all gotta savor staying young and being braver. Keeping things copacetic around the world. Yeah, but right now, times are running thin. Round and round in a spiral spin. Painting pictures, yeah, paint them loud and clear. You got a big job at home waiting for you to do, right here. Seen you in green, seen you in red, seen you go hungry, seen you well fed, seen you in action, seen you dead still. Seen you fall down and get up again, climbing them walls with your best friend, facing the clouds, lightning in the pouring rain. Yeah, but right now, time's running thin. Round and round in a spiral spin. painting pictures. Oh, paint them loud and clear. You got a big job at home waiting for you to do. Right here. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your memories. Thank you for making all those trips around the world. Right now, times are running thin. Round and round in a spiral spin. Painting pictures, paint them loud and clear. Got a big job at home waiting for you to do. Right here. Thank you.
The man should write his poems out and everything else out.
What's that?
You should write your stuff out, you know. Make a book, have a book.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, you really should. Read his, just his little things on Facebook. They go on, and it's incredible. He's a man of
On
our
the
time.
ramble, yes.
Well, he's rambling, but it's meaningful rambling.
Poetic.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't squander your words, kitty. You're next.
I'm going to do one that I wrote a long time ago, and a friend of mine, David. What's Dave's last name? The cowboy. I can't remember. I miss names a lot at my age.
Don't we all? Yeah, you just got one of them, or even the middle initial is fine.
Nelson.
Dave Nelson. You might know Dave
Oh,
Nelson.
David Nelson.
Yeah, he wrote a bunch of stuff about Dubuque, the cowboy poet. And we did a couple shows with him out at Happy's place. And he wanted a song to depict the area that he grew up in, the North End. And I had written a song called My Old Neighborhood, and I played it for him, and he said that was perfect for it. It's a song that I grew up in the South End, up in Valley Street on the hill overlooking the Mississippi. And this is what happened when we were kids, and when you had to go home and all of that stuff, you know. So this is called My Old Neighborhood. Hey, 81. Sometimes your memory takes you back to a place that you want to be. It doesn't matter where or when, it's just a place that you like to be again. Your old friend, your old house, your old dog sitting by your feet, your best friend down the street, your old friend up the street. In my old neighborhood, you could run around all day. In my old neighborhood, there's nothing anyone could say. Street light came on, time to go home. In my old neighborhood, in my old neighborhood. Sometimes when I'm driving around, end up on that side of town again. I drive down the street real slow, past the house where I used to be back then. An old friend from back then, your old dog sitting by your side, your old house, your mom and dad, your best friend up the street. In my old neighborhood, you could run around all day. In my old neighborhood, there's nothing anyone could say. Street light comes on, time to go home. In my old neighborhood, in my old neighborhood, in my old neighborhood. My old neighborhood. That first verse was the right verse. But it was the same as the second verse, just like Henry VIII. You get tongue-tied sometimes.
Well, old songs, you know, they sit and wait for you. I wonder if he's going to play me today. It's been like 2.5 years since he played.
That's the way it was for us when we were kids back then. You know, street light came on, or your mom would yell out, you know, go to your house, go to the neighbor's house, and you call for your friend, hey, can Donnie come out? You know, it's not like that anymore. You know? You can't hardly walk across the street some places.
Those are the best times of our lives, Dave.
It was.
You play catch across the street, and when your buddy would miss the ball and it would smash your friend's window, it was a horrible thing.
Yeah.
Staying out late at night, kick the can,
Kick the can.
or stuff like that.
We had all kinds of games like that when we played.
Depends on how young you're talking, I guess.
Now the kids play games on the machines all the time. They don't get out outside.
Build up the thumb, you know. Build up the thumb.
It's like isometrics.
Yeah, I got one. Let's do that. Come to your senses, because I keep saying that to people these days, but I don't know if it sinks in or not. But it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep saying it anyhow. I wrote this one well. The song says it all, so I'll just shut up. Except when I'm singing. Yeah, right. I get you. All the dust flies high on the gravel road. You've been talking to your neighbors when your seeds are sowed. Wave to everybody as they go by. Or you can try to be friendly, you can just say hi. Yeah, they might be fighting on the other side, but it's okay in here deep down inside. I got a lot of friends I know are fine. Yeah, we help each other walking down the line. Try to focus in on what is true. All that matters to me doesn't matter to you. Ain't got time for lies, thieves, and cheats. Don't need all the violence out on the streets. candle and you watch it burn. Maybe your life won't go by so fast. Maybe your future will become the past. Really, whatever the case may be, you might come to your senses eventually. Yeah, come to your senses far and wide. Come to your senses while you're on the ride. Come to your senses, don't you let it slide. Come to your senses before you die. Come to your senses and you may survive. Come to your senses while you're still alive. Dust flies high on the gravel road. You've been talking to your neighbors when your seeds are sowed. Wave to everybody as they go by. You can try to be friendly, you can just say hi. Yeah, they might be fighting on the other side, but it's okay in here deep down inside. It's okay in here deep down inside. It's okay in here deep down inside.
Come to your senses.
Thanks, people. Appreciate that. The songs travel with you a long way. Every song you ever write or learn from somebody else sticks with you. If you like the song, love the song, you gotta love them before your memory really tracks them. Dave and I have memories like skill tracks.
Except for songs I write sometimes.
Nothing in, nothing out.
We're up on stage. What's the first line? What's the first line? No. We've had a lot of fun over the years. Can't even begin to tell you.
There's nothing worse than starting a song with a wrong harmonica. I've done that many
It
times.
happens a lot, you know. Get out the B flat harmonica and try to play an A. Well, you know what that's about. Oh, yeah.
It's never happened to me. This is one morbid song, kind of, but a realistic one. Well, I wandered just like everybody else does. What's gonna happen when we all die? Will we all go to heaven? Will we all go to hell? We'll all reap just what we sow. Doesn't matter in the end what we do here. Will the ones that we love gather round us? With the time that we had, whether good or whether bad, we'll all reap just what we sow. Well, I'd like to believe that the time that we had isn't all used up, and the life that I had wasn't all in vain, and it mattered somewhat. But I guess we'll never know till it's our time to go, and we all reap just what we sow. We'll never know till it's our time to go, and we all reap just what we sow. Well, I wonder, just like everybody else does, what's gonna happen when we all die? Will we all go to heaven? Will we all go to hell? We'll all reap just what we sow. So don't waste your time running with the devil, 'cause you will reap just what you sow. Yeah, you will reap just what you sow. Thank you. And we will. So be good to everybody.
Well, I've been told to go to hell a couple times, but I haven't gone yet. And I think I'll steer clear of that place. It's a little too hot for me. But good time, Dave. Well, we're all faced with mortality, you know. It's just one of those things. It's okay. My master list. I don't really. People always, they see me write out a list before I play somewhere, and they say, "Denny, I see you work on that list for an hour before you go up there and play, and then you never read it when you're up there playing." I go, "Well,
Pick that song just in the right order, and you get up to play.
A request.
What do you want to hear?" That's all you say. What do you want to hear?
Free word.
yeah."
We used to do that when we had a banjo player. They'd yell Freebird and they'd expect a big Leonard Skinner tune. We do it really fast as a bluegrass song.
There you go.
And they knocked them off.
Helpless. You do helpless, Dave?
I didn't write that one. I don't have the copyrights for that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get away from the morbidity thing. It's not morbid to think of life and death. You know, it's all right.
Life.
It's just life is what it is. And well, without telling all the stories all the time and using up all the time that we have, Christ, it goes by fast enough. DG&A there, David. Sitting around thinking about these things one day, and this song pops out. Going home. And then I'll be there waiting for you. Well, I roamed and I rambled all around this town in my wild, wild, wild and younger days, with a backpack, a dog, and an old guitar. They all said it was only a phase. So I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home, 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 home. I'm going home. I'm going home. Yes, I'll be there waiting for you. Well, some went to war and some stayed home. Some dug up the earth inside. Some went crazy, some found love, some found relief in God. I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home, 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 home. I'm going home, I'm going home. Yes, I'll be there waiting for you. So go climb a mountain or go talk to the sea, or just up and go away. Wait till the sun, go out on a run, or bust up a bale of hay. I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home, 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 home. I'll be going home, I'm going home. Yes, I'll be there waiting for you. So I roamed and I rambled all around this town in my wild, wild, wild and younger days, with a backpack, a dog, and an old guitar. They all said it was only a phase. So I'm going home, I'm going home. Home, 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 home. I'm going home, I'm going home. Yes, I'll be there waiting for you. Oh, I'll be there waiting for you. Going home. Not yet.
Not yet. We're going there someday.
We ain't done yet.
Well, well. I had never written a waltz before. I'm going to do a waltz.
I have. My mom always said I was born in 3/4 time, so she ought to know.
You were born on time.
Well,
Mine said I would think you are.
what's the wall? I
use two I could play some violin on this.
Give me about 30 seconds here. We gotta get this contraption off of him too.
It's called Lily, but there's
All these things.
no. But my wife's name is Billy.
You better remember that, David.
Dare I?
I gotta hand it to Billy Sue. She has saved Dave's life many times.
Just yesterday.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's keep a track of it.
More times than I can count.
Keep him going, keep him going. Okay. Yeah, let it rip.
She lives up in the mountains, in a cabin in the woods. Told my heart right from the start, and Lily was her name. Her hair was like the sunshine, eyes as bright as the moon, eyes so warm like you never known. And Lily was her name. She'd brighten up the room when she'd walk in. It was all that I could do but sit there and grin, 'cause she was there with me, and we danced every dance. I held her tight all through the night, and Lily was her name. She'd brighten up the room when she'd walk in. It was all that I could do but sit there and grin, 'cause she was there with me, and we danced every dance. I held her tight all through the night, and Lily was her name. I held her tight all through the night, and Lily was her name. Billy. The first waltz. I used to do the Tennessee waltz for my mom and dad. I could tell them they couldn't out here.
And you used to tell me your mom made you sing all those old country songs.
Oh, yeah.
Just right. You didn't sing it right, she'd make you do it again.
When I first started, my mom and dad would come to hear me, but I had to do some Eddie Arnold. I hated country music when I first started.
You never
So
had
I
to
learned all
swap them
those
up
things.
hogs, you know.
There was one time, played in East Dubuque, George Young was the owner of the bar. Some people know George. And this guy came in, looked at the band, said, those guys can't do any country. I had really long hair. I had hair. And he bet this guy bet George $5 he couldn't do any Ray Price. So I did 2 Ray Price songs. It was $5. By the end of the night, George and I split $40. My mom, due to my mom, she made me learn Ray Price, Eddie Arnold, Silver Wings by Merle, all those old songs.
Eddie Arnold,
Anytime by Eddie Arnold.
yeah,
I
cattle
still
call.
do that when I'm request.
You do cattle call, didn't you?
No, I could never do that. I can't yodel. That's evidence. I do one song with yodeling in it, and I don't do a very good job.
Yodeling is not easy.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to yodel.
Originally, you start out in the mountains, and you have to have lederhosen and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's the right flavor here.
You know what's here.
That's a Dave Pins recognized.
The doctors.
I sent this out to Karen. She heard me do this song a few years ago when I first wrote it, and she's the only one that came up and said she liked it. I'm capable of 3. It's just yeah, capable of 3. I'm in B flat, but in a G position. Simple. Got the D, a D, and a F and a C and a G a couple times. Self-explanatory.
I'm just gonna doodle around on this.
Just moving around. Yeah. We figured this out. I said, well, just, we don't know something, you know.
Listen to this part.
Yeah. Good quick short story is this. I broke this leg up in there in Prairie du Chien a few years ago. Well, actually the fall of 17, because I remember this really well. I had to lay around for a few months.
Big fall.
Boy, yeah, don't break a leg. So now I have metal in my leg, but it was a long period of healing there, and yeah. So I was out there looking at the stars in this wheelchair, and you know, it was getting cold out, and I'm looking up at the sky, and it's all starry and everything, and I'm watching Orion go by, and so I sent this song out to Orion, the constellation, just because it was there. It's still there. It's always been there.
Sign language.
I got my wingnuts. Well, I've had time to think about, from the biggest cities to the ruralest routes. I got songs that you never heard at all. Well, I try to share them all with you. I don't always know which one I'm gonna do, but the way things are going, when it's all up in the air, oh, it makes me see how very, very small we are. Climbing through the hole of my old guitar, we'll come and go, crossing all those sands of time. To the waters running through the mountains that we climb. Well, the winter had come and gone again. I was wondering, where is my long lost friend? Some numbers just don't answer anymore. Snow had covered up your lawn. Now in the spring and summer, well, it's been gone. But the big blue ball continues to spin on and on and on. It makes me see how very, very small we are. Climbing through the hole of my old guitar, we'll come and go, crossing all the sands of time. To the waters running through the mountains that we climb. Well, I often look up in the stars, past the moon and the planet Mars, far across the realm of galaxies. Well, that dark and twinkling nighttime sky sees Orion passing by, leaves us with an air of mystery. Yeah, it makes me see how very, very small we are. Climbing through the hole of my old guitar, we'll come and go, crossing all the sands of time. To the waters running through the mountains that we climb. had time to think about from the biggest cities out to the ruralest route. I got songs that you never heard at all. I try to share them all with you. I don't always know which one I'm gonna do, but the way things are going, well, it's all up in the air. Yeah, it makes me see how very, very small we are. Climbing through the hole of my old guitar. We'll come and we'll go, crossing all the sands of time. To the waters running through the mountains that we climb.
I've never heard that one before.
Another notch on the Lions belt. All right, thanks, people. I appreciate that for sure. Let's do a few more and press our limits. Can we do that? Do another one?
Maybe one more.
One more?
Here's a one goes. This one goes out to my friend Dale Beeks, who passed away a year ago or so. He was in the strings band, the Mississippi Strings Band. This is called "Time Travelers on the Road."
I think I'll play the guitar.
Young men that we were, are the old men that we are. Time travelers on the road. No matter where we go, one thing we'll always know. We were time travelers on the road. Nobody sees you, nobody hears you when you scream. They never need you, just when they need you, then they scream. When we were younger men, we were never gonna die. We were invincible. young men that we were are the old men that we are. We were time travelers on the road. We were time travelers on the road. We were time travelers on the road. Thank you. We got through it.
I guess that's it. Thank you so much, people, for making the trip up here.
Denny Garcia.
Dave Hummel there. Again, me and Cal showed up and come out and hear some tunes, you know. We could go on for hours, you know that. Thanks to Ben for having us. Denny